Let's go find Tommy.
Hey, welcome back to Screen Crush, I'm Ryan Airy. The ending of Agatha All Along just gave us huge clues for how Wanda is going to return in Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars. And this will connect to how Doctor Doom is going to use Wanda to take over the multiverse.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
Agatha All Along ends with Billy and Ghost Agatha going off to find the missing Tommy. This is after Billy breaks the rules of reality to bring his brother back to life, just like he took William's body as a host. But for some mysterious reason, Wanda couldn't sense him. Billy was hidden from her by a secret force that wants to end the multiverse. So let's talk about what's next for Billy and Tommy and how this connects to Doctor Doom using the Scarlet Witch to take over the multiverse. And Wanda is how reality will be reshaped, and that's how the mutants will join the MCU, setting up the next big crossover event. Avengers versus X-Men.
I'm Marvel Jesus, you dull creature, and I will not.
On our Discord, you guys have guessed a lot of twists on this show. By the way, our Discord is like a super fun community. It's really cool. It's free to join. The links are below. I'm on there all the time. We have a blast. Come join us. One Screen Crush fan, Apoorv, even guessed that Billy created the road, inspiring our Billy All Along t-shirt at our merch store.
Wait, we have a merch store?
Why, yes, Doug, we do. Now, we're only going to have our Agatha parody merch for about another week, so act now if you want to get your Beast Tarot card, or Get On Losers, or Flying the Cursed Road, or this brand new Witch Brat shirt. We have lots of other fun parody Marvel merch, like, ooh, I'm about to make a name for myself. Links for all of these and more are below. Thanks for supporting our channel. Okay, in Multiverse of Madness, Wanda sacrifices herself to destroy the Darkhold, but she's obviously going to return.
Is Wanda Maximoff really dead?
Yes. No. Maybe.
When Wanda took down the Hex, Billy's consciousness somehow transferred into a new boy, a young teenager named William Kaplan. He and his parents were driving right next to Westview when Wanda removed the anomaly. William died in a car crash, and then Billy took over his body. And, according to Lady Death, Billy manipulated some serious rules of reality to come back to life.
He is disrupting the sacred balance.
And then he created his own Hex, which became the Witch's Road.
Down, down, down the road, down the witch's road.
So he can manipulate reality and use magic just like his mom. He even has that Scarlet Witch crown. Billy uses his powers to bring back Tommy and give him a new host body. And after Agatha becomes a Force Ghost, the two of them head out to find Tommy.
Okay, so we know all this, but how's that going to connect to Doctor Doom?
Well, okay, before we explain how Wanda connects to Doom and why the reveal of Lady Death is so important to what's happening in the multiverse, we need to explain some stuff that happened in the comics. And this is because this ending with Billy and Tommy gives us the idea that the MCU isn't just adapting the Secret Wars story from the comics, they're also doing a version of the Children's Crusade.
Okay, so what's that? A bunch of kids go looking for the Holy Grail?
No, so at a certain point in the comics, Wanda loses her children in a similar way to WandaVision. So then she has a full mental breakdown and she changes reality where mutants now rule the world. This story is called House of M. Afterwards, Wanda changes reality again with 3 simple words.
I want nuggets.
No, these words.
No more mutants.
In an instant, almost every mutant in the world loses their powers, and this brings us to the events of the Children's Crusade. After House of M, Wanda loses her memory and ends up in Latveria, so this is the nation that Victor Von Doom rules. And through Doom's manipulations, Wanda and him end up getting engaged.
I'm not amused.
Now at this point of the comics, Billy and Tommy were resurrected, similar to how they returned in the MCU. They become the heroes Wiccan and Speed, and the brothers go on a quest to find their mom after they join the Young Avengers. And this team was hinted at multiple times in the MCU.
Did you know Ant-Man had a daughter?
What do you want?
I'm putting together a team.
So this is something that we see happening next for Billy and Tommy. Billy and Force Ghost Agatha might find Tommy in the upcoming show Vision Quest, and then the brothers will head out to find their mom. But you see, in Children's Crusade, Doom was manipulating Wanda and he eventually steals her powers to become a god. And eventually the heroes stop him with Wanda's help. And don't worry, I promise this recap of the comics is going to play into our theory about Doctor Doom and the multiverse.
Hey there, fellas.
Hey, what's going on? Hey, did you actually come to spend some money today?
I sure did, but I... Oh no, it smells terrible in here. Yeah, that's me. I've been using Axe body spray.
Ew.
Well, then I'm afraid that I'm gonna have to go on Instagram and then tell everyone to avoid this store.
Hey, wait a minute, wait. Is that better?
Actually, yeah, that's much better. I'm just gonna post a picture of a panda instead.
Or, you know, you could just post a good review online so we actually got customers.
Person, what is that? It smells incredible. It smells like black pepper and cedarwood and with a hint of Tonka.
Why, thank you, Doug. This is Open Road by Drift. It's a high-end fragrance, but I was able to get it for just $8 through Scentbird. Scentbird is a fragrance subscription service, and if you are new to wearing cologne, this is a great way to start. You see, Scentbird is great for guys like us because personally, I got no idea what makes for good cologne, and I don't want to spend hundreds of dollars on an expensive bottle just to find out I don't like the fragrance. Before Scentbird, I never wore cologne, but this subscription makes owning cologne affordable, and now it's become an important part of my daily routine. I shower, get spruced up, and then the finishing touch is a little bit of cologne. And I've come to find out that wearing cologne isn't just about smelling good. It's a great way to express my personality without actually saying a word. Now, to educate me about the cologne, they send along these descriptive cards that explain the ingredients. Now this month, my favorite was Rebel Thorn by Confessions of a Rebel. It's got smoked incense, sage, and creamy tonka. Like this one in particular reminds me of the smell of fall. It's earthy with a little bit of incense that just makes me feel cozy. Now these samples are actually 8 times bigger than like a normal sample size you would get in a store. Plus the bottles are small and portable and they're perfect to take on vacations. So here's how it works. You can choose a designer fragrance every month for just $17. You get a 30-day supply and you get to pick what you want to receive so there are no surprises. Like I said, this is a great way to learn about cologne and find out what you like without having to invest like half your money into an expensive bottle. Plus, you can skip any month with no penalties. So if you want to give Scentbird a try, and I highly recommend you do, it is a lot of fun, click this QR code and use our code ScreenCrush55 off and click the link in the description to get 55% off. That's just over $7 for your first month, available in the US and Canada. Thanks again to Scentbird for sponsoring this video, and check out our sample links below. So let's get into this theory. Billy taking William's body as a host could be how Wanda returns, but not quite in the way you think. When Wanda sacrificed herself, her body died, but her soul or her spirit or astral form, whatever you want to call it, is still out there.
So what happened to her? Where'd her ghost go?
Well, when Wanda destroyed the Darkhold, she was connected to the multiverse.
So she destroyed the Darkhold in every universe.
And that means that in those seconds between life and death, her astral form could travel into any other universe.
So where did Wanda go? Is she like in Deadpool's universe?
No, she ended up in Dr. Doom's universe. Since Robert Downey Jr. is playing the MCU's Doom, it's pretty much confirmed that he will be a variant from another universe. I mean, maybe not, but that's just what makes the most sense right now. So we've explained how that could work in these videos. Now, Doom could be a Tony variant, but we think he'll more likely be a Victor Von Doom who just happens to have Tony's face, just like how Steve Rogers and the Human Torch are played by the same guy. And we're pretty sure that the Fantastic Four movie will also take place in Doom's universe. It just makes sense because Doom shares so much history with the Fantastic Four, and they need to be from the same timeline. So when Wanda sacrificed herself, her mind reverted to the last time she felt truly safe.
Back when she was with the Avengers, right?
No. The Avengers compound offered relative safety, but she joined the team after losing her brother. And then a lot of bad things happened, like the Sokovia Accord, Civil War, and then Thanos. And before that, she didn't really have safety in the war-torn Sokovia, where she became Hydra's test subject. So the last time Wanda felt truly safe was right before her parents died in Sokovia. But Sokovia is now a hole in the ground. And this is why her astral form subconsciously searched for another reality where Sokovia still stands and Wanda is feeling safe living there. In this other universe, Sokovia was never destroyed, and in this timeline, the country is a much safer place. In this universe, Sokovia is Doom's home country. Now, if you don't know, Sokovia is not a city, it is the name of the country. Wanda City is actually called Novigrad. So in our story, Victor comes from the country of Sokovia, but he was born in a small village named Latveria. Decades ago, the entire nation was taken over by a dictator who was responsible for the death of Victor's parents. Years later, Victor became Dr. Doom, and he returned to liberate his home nation. And when Doom took over, he renamed all of Sokovia to Latveria, in honor of his humble beginnings. Because Victor is all about his ego, so this fits his character.
Build a statue for me.
We will build a big statue for you.
With my helmet on, with the big bendy horns.
So Doom is a tyrant, but he also provides his people with safety, peace, and advanced technology, as long as they submit to his supreme rule. And variant Wanda, like most Latverian subjects, consider Doom as their liberator because the previous dictator was just like the absolute worst.
And then she loses her memories, right? Like in the comics?
Okay, so in the Children's Crusade, Wanda loses her memories and gets exploited by Doom. But doing the whole amnesia trope can be kind of lazy and a disservice to Wanda's story. And after everything Wanda has been through, what she did, what she experienced, just wiping her memories and making her lose her agency just doesn't feel right. So when she takes over the body of her variant, their minds might have collided. Like Billy, Wanda is in control, but some parts of the other Wanda remain. And this is why Wanda trusts Doom when they meet, based on her new memories. After everything that happened to Wanda, she's feeling immense guilt and pain. Wanda turned the town of Westview into a retro sitcom reality. Now, because this fantasy was hurting the people of the town, Wanda had to let her family die. She was then corrupted by the Darkhold, an evil book that made her kill a lot of people and put reality at risk just so she could be with her boys in another universe. And then she gives it up again, but in this new universe, she can get a second chance.
Everyone deserves a second chance.
And to find redemption, she agrees to help Dr. Doom.
But why?
Well, here's the beauty of it. You see, Dr. Doom has two core motivations. The first is that he wants to take over the world because he believes that everything will be much better when he is in charge. And there are some hints in the comics that Doom is actually right about that. That's the thing that makes him such a great character. Deep down, he wants to make things better and fix the world, it's just that he goes about it in a really messed up way. Now, does that sound familiar?
That what we needed was a pseudo-armor around the world. Remember that? Whether it impacted our precious freedoms.
I agree.
And his ego always prevents him from succeeding and everything blows up in his face. Doom's second core drive, and much more personal, is saving his mother. Cynthia Von Doom was a witch who made a deal with Mephisto to rise up against an evil Baron. Mephisto betrayed Cynthia and stole her soul, and she is now trapped in hell. So for his entire life, Victor was obsessed with saving his mother. This is why he devoted his life to becoming a brilliant scientist and an expert magic user. And yes, Doom is a really powerful sorcerer that rivals Doctor Strange himself, and he's almost as smart as Reed Richards. So this creates an interesting parallel between Wanda and Doom. They're both powerful magic users who are motivated by the losses they experienced in their lives. Doom tells Wanda about his mother, and this immediately makes her want to help him. It's her chance to redeem herself. But the truth is that Doom has other plans for Wanda. And to explain Doom's plan, we gotta talk about the Darkhold, because there's something that everyone is missing about this evil book.
That's the Book of the Damned.
In the credits scene of WandaVision, Wanda starts using the Darkhold and she hears her boys crying for help. But she couldn't find them. She didn't even know that Billy and Tommy survived the Westview incident and found new hosts. What the Darkhold shows Wanda is that in other universes, her boys are alive and real. And this is the reason why she goes all evil witch mode in Multiverse of Madness. But Agatha all along changes everything that we thought we knew about the Darkhold's true intentions.
The evil book is alive?
In a way, Billy became a real boy by taking William's body as a host, and Tommy is out there somewhere too. According to the official MCU timeline, there is a 1-year gap between the Westview incident and Wanda going all Anakin on the Wizards. Somehow, in that entire year, Wanda couldn't sense her sons, and this is because they were hidden from her.
Where is my son?
William Kaplan was a normal kid, and then he met a fortune teller named Lilia, and she's a witch who can see the future. Then she cast a sigil on William.
Who are you?
My name is...
And the sigil prevents anyone from knowing his real name, even Lilia herself.
A sigil is a redaction spell that hides something. In this case, you, from witch folk.
And after all the major reveals in this show, we believe that Billy was hidden from Wanda by the Darkhold.
But why would a book do such a thing? Just because it's an evil book?
You see, the Darkhold isn't just an evil book. Think of it like the One Ring. It plays on the desires and fears of the person who uses it.
Precious.
The Darkhold was nudging Wanda to the dark side. It showed her all these dreams about her sons in other universes. It pushed her to embrace her destiny as the Scarlet Witch.
The Scarlet Witch is not born, she is forged. It's your destiny to destroy the world.
And what did the book make Wanda do? Dreamwalk into other universes. And what happens to universes when someone uses the Darkhold for dreamwalking? Jim, take it away.
An incursion occurs when the boundary between two universes erodes and they collide, destroying one or both entirely.
And Wanda dreamwalked a lot of times, and who knows what other evil chaos magic she unleashed while using that book. And this is because the book's creator is the dark entity Chthon. He is a demonic entity that predicted the arrival of the Scarlet Witch. The Darkhold Castle wasn't built for Chthon, it was all about the Scarlet Witch, and the same temple has a statue of Billy Maximoff. Quick reminder, we are going on tour, taking Screen Crush live to 11 cities where we're going to meet you and nerd out together. Our first show is November 14th in Boston. At the link below, you can find tickets to that show and all of our other shows. We're doing 11 this year and into next year. We're going to nerd out together, we're going to do trivia, we're going to take really controversial opinions and argue about them with you guys. It's just basically a chance for us to meet face to face and be in the same room together. We are so excited to come to your city. Check us out with the link below.
So this Chthon guy is the real big bad of the multiverse now?
Well, Chthon is a major threat in the comics, but no, Chthon is not your big bad. But so far, every MCU movie and show that deals with the multiverse keeps reminding us how unstable the multiverse is. Magic spells going wrong, dream walking, multiversal travel, irresponsible time travel, anchor beings dying, nexus events, canon events, and multiversal wars. All of these things could trigger incursions. Incursions are literally the death of a universe. So it's like the multiverse is facing an inevitable entropy. And we don't mean only metaphorically. Entropy is actually the end of the multiverse.
So wait, who's Entropy? Is that a new bad guy now?
No, we've already seen Entropy in the MCU. Way back in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1, Peter finds the Power Stone in this temple on Morag. In that temple, there is a mural wall depicting 4 cosmic entities: Eternity, Infinity, Death, and Entropy. And they circle the 6 Infinity Stones. These entities represent different aspects of reality. Eternity and Infinity embody the universe. Death is the death of all living beings. And Agatha all along introduced us to Lady Death herself.
In the end, all roads lead to me.
And Entropy represents the end of the universe. And on the mural wall, Entropy is stabbed by Eternity. You see, each universe has a version of Eternity, and they're all part of the same entity. So Eternity is the personification of the multiverse itself. So this is a prophecy of Entropy killing the multiverse. The fact that Marvel just introduced Death could mean that this prophecy is actually going to happen in the multiverse saga. And in a concept art from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1, we even see Entropy using the Power Stone to decimate the aliens on Morag. Not sure what the plan was with this idea, but it shows that at a certain point, Marvel had plans for Entropy in the MCU. Because you see, in the MCU, Entropy replaces another entity from the comics, and that is Oblivion. He's on the same level as these godly beings, and he represents the death of the entire multiverse. But the MCU just kind of switched them around, so think of them as the same cosmic force. Oblivion represents the void from which the multiverse was born, and the void into which the multiverse will die. The multiverse exists in a cycle of death and rebirth, and Oblivion embodies this cycle. Now, since the MCU Oblivion is Entropy, he is the death and rebirth of the multiverse, and this fits what we believe is going to happen in Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars.
So wait, Entropy is going to become some giant cosmic bad guy?
Well, not exactly. See, we've seen Eternity's real form in Thor: Love and Thunder, you know, with his cosmic toes. And in Agatha, Lady Death takes the form of a human when she is on Earth. But we believe that Entropy's visual representation in the MCU is actually the incursions, because the incursions are what are literally killing the multiverse, just like we see that universes turn into spaghetti. And that's Entropy literally turning space-time into the void that will consume the entire multiverse.
Spaghetti.
Spaghetti.
So, now that we know all of this, here's how Entropy connects to Wanda, the Darkhold, and Doctor Doom's plan. Chthon was an agent of Entropy. So Chthon, under the manipulation of Entropy, wrote the Darkhold and infused it with dark magic. This prophecy was meant to put Wanda on the path of killing the multiverse. And get this, Agatha used the Darkhold to block Lady Death from reaping her soul.
You hid behind all that dark magic?
And the major reveal of Agatha's finale is that the entire Witch's Road was created by Billy. It was his version of the Hex, and Death was restricted by the rules of the Hex.
If Billy is killed, he'll reincarnate again and then you'll lose him.
So chaos magic is strong enough to overpower even Death and to break the natural rules of reality. The only power in existence that can counter a force of nature like Death is the entity that ends everything, that even ends Death itself. So chaos magic is connected to Entropy, and the Ancient One explained that magic is energy that is drawn from the multiverse.
We harness energy drawn from other dimensions of the multiverse to make magic.
And there have been many other connections between magic and the multiverse. Wanda herself is an avatar of Entropy. She and her variants are essentially living extensions of Entropy. Also, this is where Billy and even Tommy can fit into the story. Agatha All Along ends when Billy and Agatha, now a ghost, boom, go off to find Tommy. And this basically brings us back to the Children's Crusade. Billy will find Tommy, and this might happen in the upcoming show Vision Quest. But Billy might also sense that his mother is still alive, and he and Tommy will go looking for her through the multiverse.
Marvel Sparkle Circle.
And remember, Doctor Strange is also traveling the multiverse to stop incursions with Clea. And in the comics, Stephen worked with Doom to stop the incursions. So, if Doctor Strange 3 happens before Secret Wars, we could see Stephen becoming a mentor to Billy. And this will make sense after Stephen kind of failed to be Wanda's magic teacher.
That feels weird, but I'll allow it.
And then, when Billy starts tapping into multiversal energies, he will sense Wanda, and then he and Strange will travel to Doom's universe, and this is where Avengers Doomsday can pick up. And this is how all of this leads to Doom's plan in Avengers Doomsday. You see, in the 2015 Secret Wars comics, that's the story the MCU is adapting for Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars, the incursions were killing the multiverse just like in the MCU. They were caused by these cosmic beings called the Beyonders. Dr. Doom discovered what was going on in the multiverse, and he tried to stop them. So we believe that Entropy will be the external force like the Beyonders. But here's the thing about the Beyonders. You see, the triggering force for the incursion was a being that the Beyonders created, and that being was Molecule Man. A version of him lived in every universe. Molecule Man was a singularity that the Beyonders created to trigger a domino effect that would end the multiverse. Dr. Doom wanted to stop the incursions, and he was manipulated by the Beyonders into killing Molecule Man's variants, believing that this would save the multiverse.
In the grand calculus of the multiverse, their sacrifice means infinitely more than their lives.
But in actuality, this was the very thing that triggered incursions and collapsed the multiverse. And to save what remains of reality, Doom found a way to use Molecule Man as a battery that absorbed all of the Beyonders' energy. With that godly energy, Doom killed the Beyonders and created Battleworld. It's a pocket universe that consists of multiple universes that survive this final incursion. Battleworld is in a way similar to the Void in Deadpool and Wolverine.
Reed called it a metaphysical junkyard.
So the MCU will give us a version of this in Avengers Doomsday, and Wanda will be the MCU's version of Molecule Man. She and her variants are the singularity that was created by Entropy to kill the multiverse. So Doom will use Wanda to stop the incursions.
Oh, okay, so Doom is a hero then?
Not exactly. The only way Doom knows how to fix something is to rule it, and the only way to save the multiverse is to become a multiversal god, just like how he became God Emperor Doom after he created Battleworld.
The hardest choices require the strongest wills.
That's what conquerors do.
They burden the broken world, and they make a new one.
And this isn't the first time Doom became a god. As we've said earlier, in the Children's Crusade, Doom steals Wanda's energy to become an all-powerful being. In the original version of Secret Wars in the 80s, Doom also steals some cosmic energy from the Beyonder to become a god. So, it's kind of Doom's thing.
Do you really think fate turned us into gods so we could refuse these gifts?
And we think that Doom had his own version of the Darkhold in his universe. So this is how he discovers what's happening with the incursions and why he must use Wanda to stop Entropy. And he sees that there is no way to save the multiverse. This Entropy cannot be stopped. So at the end of Doomsday, just like in the comics, when the multiverse is about to collapse, Doom will get some godly powers by absorbing multiversal levels of chaos magic from Wanda to create the MCU's version of Battleworld. And Agatha All Along might have given us a hint to how Doom creates Battleworld. When Wanda used the Darkhold, she dreamwalked to take over a variant's body as a host. But Billy somehow took over William's body without the Darkhold or dreamwalking, just by using the magic of the Scarlet Witch.
You saw an opportunity, an empty vessel, and you moved in. So you broke the rules. Big deal.
So Wanda could do it on a far larger scale by tapping into every version of herself in the multiverse. In Doomsday, she will do it to save the multiverse, but that's when Doom will strike and steal all of that sweet Scarlet Witch energy. And then he will create Battleworld, the only universe that survives Entropy. So the MCU's Battleworld can combine several different universes from present and past Marvel franchises. It will mostly be remnants of Doom's universe and Earth 616, but also the Fox universe, and that's how Deadpool and Wolverine will appear in Secret Wars, which will connect to this.
Is that me? Is that Thor? Is he crying?
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. That happens in the distant future.
Why is Thor crying? Quick,
do not speak to her.
This is how Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield could come back. And of course, how the Fantastic Four will cross over with the other heroes. And all of these heroes will become the multiversal Avengers in Secret Wars that are going to stop God Emperor Doom.
Is that everyone?
But you wanted more?
And get this, the 2015 Secret Wars ends after Molecule Man takes back the Beyonder's energy from Doom and gives it to Reed Richards. And together, they rebuild the multiverse. And in the MCU Secret Wars, we can see this play out with Wanda. By the end, Wanda will use her powers to fulfill Entropy's other purpose. He represents the death of the multiverse, but also its rebirth. She will use her magic to restart the multiverse, triggering the next cycle of reality, and, the next phase of the MCU. And the new Earth 616 will now include all of Marvel's heroes in the same universe, including the mutants.
Wait a minute, we're talking about the X-Men now?
Well, yeah, because that is the next big thing for the MCU, the Mutant Saga. And the biggest movie for the Mutant Saga will be Avengers vs. X-Men.
I'm Marvel Jesus, you dog creature!
And this all connects. In the comics, Avengers vs. X-Men happened because of Wanda's actions in House of M and Children's Crusade. Without getting too much into comics in the end here, basically, Wanda's No More Mutant spell triggered major hostilities between the Avengers and the X-Men. And this conflict reached its boiling point after the Phoenix created and chose a young mutant in response to Wanda's spell. The mutants saw this host as a messiah, while others saw her as a massive threat to the universe. And eventually, this culminated in the Avengers vs. X-Men. And the Phoenix is also a force that represents death and rebirth, like Entropy. So when Wanda starts and restarts the multiverse, this could be the reason why the Phoenix Force enters the new Earth 616, and the Phoenix will choose a mutant as its host. But it won't be Hope Summers, it'll be Jean Grey. So yes, we do think that the MCU is going to do the Dark Phoenix Saga.
Phoenix Saga, but Fox did that twice already, and it was really bad. Both times.
But this time, the story is going to lead to Avengers vs. X-Men. And just a reminder everyone to give Scentbird a try, click this QR code and use our code ScreenCrush55 off, and click the link in the description to get 55% off. That's just over $7 for your first month, available in the USA and Canada. So, what do you guys think about this theory? Would this be how Wanda returns? And do you think that Entropy is going to be the death of the multiverse? Big shout out to the writer of this video, Pavel T. You can find his links below, and you can @ me on Twitter or let us know in the comments what you think. And if it's your first time here, please subscribe and smash that bell for alerts. For Screen Crush, I'm Ryan Airy.